Hearts of Iron 4 is a game that'll make you think every country in the world is going to join the Allies and stomp you into the next century. Hearts of Iron is a grand strategy game based before and during World War II, where you control a country of your choosing and get them killed by the Allies. It's similar to Europa Universalis and Victoria, except much easier to get into due to better UI design and less management overall. Out of Hearts of Iron, Europa Universalis and Crusader Kings, which would you say would probably be the easiest to get into for like someone who has not really very much experience with Paradox or grand strategies?
Oh, fucking Hearts of Iron by far. And my only thing is like, I think me and you got really into Europa. It's because we were just used to Paradox games. Hearts of Iron's focusing really on just building factories and fighting.
Yeah. Hearts of Iron 4 uses a 3D map and 3D models, as well as 2D icons to help you understand the battlefields of Europe or America. While the art style is pretty basic, they really skimped out on the actual models. Most smaller countries that didn't have any significance in World War II will either have a generic model set or a model set based off of a country near them. Also, in order to see the different tank models in the game, you need to own the Colonel Edition DLC. Well, I understand why Paradox does these rather scummy DLC practices. I can't help but feel like you'd maybe at least put some of the most iconic tank models into the game for the respective countries, like the Tiger for Germany, the T-34 or IS-2 for the Soviets, and the Sherman for the United States. But as far as I can tell, you have to buy the models. With the DLC that came out recently, you can buy even more models for specific tanks, such as German self-propelled guns. What do you think about Paradox's general dickiness with their DLC practices?
They
Especially
don't
with
actually.
the Axis armor pack that they released like a month or two ago.
They charge quite a bit. Like it's not a lot, but they charge more than they should for not a lot of content that mods usually just give you.
Hold on, let me check real quick. Let me see how much this Axis armor pack is.
I feel like for like models out like that are worth $7 because high
Yeah, I'd
quality
say
models you can buy for like usually have to buy for like 30 and 40. So I think those are fine. I think that's worth. I'm meaning more of the expansions.
the
Like
expansions are definitely a
like
little bit on the expensive side. Like
it's kind of like Creative Assembly's it's
Blood
DLC
pack
for Blood.
by
Yep,
Blood.
by Blood. It's kind of like that, except they they just charge more for quite a bit more content. But
The music in this game is perfectly fine. It's orchestral and nice to listen to. That doesn't really say much, since you can hire an orchestra for the change in your pocket and a box of donuts, but it makes the game all the more interesting. Not to mention the music mods you can download. Swinging jazz from the US of A or some Red Army Choir. Or if you want to make your game as relaxing as possible, download the Minecraft music. If you're more into Swedish metal bands, buy the Sabaton DLC. It adds a bunch of songs from the band Sabaton, who I personally enjoy. The gameplay consists of pushing buttons and waiting until a war starts, or until you start a war. Choosing your research, focuses, and unit deployments, or messing with other countries. Building factories and improving your resources are very important elements of having the chance to win. You also have to improve your division templates to make them do more damage and defend better. It's a rather simple idea in a convoluted shell. Moreover, the tutorial is not really useful. It teaches you the basics of the game, like how to set up front lines and make factories and stuff, but not really anything more important, like altering division templates or more nuanced parts of the game. The game has many DLCs that have a multitude of small gameplay and mechanical changes, which I'll talk about shortly. Overall, the gameplay requires a lot of trial and error, along with keeping an eye on the countries around you, as opposed to being prepared for any possibility. Out of all the mods, all the
actual mods, not fucking Yoda death scream every time a nation dies. Of all the
That's
mods
my favorite.
that we've played, which mod is your favorite? And I'm talking
I
about
think.
like Kaiser Reich or Old World
Yeah.
Blues or stuff
Well,
like that.
okay. I have a little bit of tiers of this.
Is this going to turn into a tier list video now?
No, I think they're all of these I'm gonna say are equal in their own way. I think Kaiserreich is good as a alternate history mod.
Mm-hmm.
I like Old World Blues as a specifically like other game mod, like Fallout. It's not based off of alternate world,
An
even though it is
alternate
alternate
universe
history.
mod, yeah.
It's an alternate universe because it's so well made and they developers put a lot of time, and specifically just content mods. Road to 56, because that adds just so much more focus trees and content.
Okay, but do you have a goat? Do you have a goat mod? Greatest of all time mod.
I would say Road to 56, just because when you go down just to basic game, it's just fun. Adds everything you need.
Fair enough.
Each country has a focus tree. A lot of them are generic, but the fleshed out ones are really good, such as Germany, Japan, the Soviet Union, and America. There are more of them, of course, I'm just naming the most played ones. The political systems in the base game are very plain, where depending on your political choices, you get some stat bonuses. And since I don't worry about making money on these videos, I can say the big boy words. So, being a fascist nets you a higher recruitable population and a better war support. Being a communist, that gives you some bonuses to factory efficiency and construction speed. That being said, some of the larger and more fleshed out countries have specific things happen due to their focuses, like gaining war goals against neighboring nations, or replacing your political party. Many of the best mechanics in the game are from the DLCs, such as Together for Victory, which adds multiple new mechanics for cooperation, such as Lend-Lease requesting or production requests, where you can borrow weapon or vehicle designs from friendly nations and produce them at a slightly higher production cost. Each of the expansion-sized DLCs also add new mechanics and new focus trees. Is this a mess? I feel like I'm writing a mess. The most recent expansion is called Man the Guns, and adds a complete naval rework that no one knows how to use, so everyone just spams submarines and naval bombers. A lot of the major nations have such large navies that it's almost pointless to oppose them unless you have a nation in your faction that also has a large amount of ships. Which if that's the case, then the game has already gone fucky. Italy doesn't count. If you're just starting the game, I recommend you play the game tutorial to grasp the basics, and then steal a friend and force them at gunpoint to teach you the finer points of the game. Make sure you mark a good place to bury the body.
What about Hearts of Iron 4 is appealing to you as an epic gamer?
I would say the ability to change history and kill people as fascists when you're normally not a fascist. And I'd like to state I am not racist. It's just you get more manpower and a lot more death and it makes the game more fun. I am in no way a racist.
What was the reason you bought Hearts of Iron 4?
I saw a YouTuber invade Japan as North Korea, and I was like, that's fun. And I bought the game because it looked fun.
This game has a decent amount of issues and bugs, ranging from server and connectivity problems to just general design oversights. Just the fact that the base game is kind of terrible actually after you've played some of the mods. Not that it's a bad game, it's just a little bare bones. Let me say that basically, I wouldn't be playing this as often if it didn't have the mods. So my second main issue is that the AI make these really dumb template armies that have these really optimized stats, making the game quite difficult for newer players who are just trying to understand the game, but end up getting rushed by 150 38 width infantry divisions with 400 soft attack and 3,000 defense, even on the lowest difficulty. Meanwhile, This game's PvP community is quite toxic and barely existent. But all of these problems can be remedied with some friends and watching YouTube tutorials. But one problem that cannot be fixed is these goddamn connection issues. I've yet to go through a game without some kind of connection issue, be it my internet being ever so slightly bad, my friend's internet shitting up for a second, or Steam just shutting down for 4.5 femtoseconds. But every damn game, it happens. It's quite the problem, but it might just be me. It might just be me. So my other big problem with the game is also my favorite feature. Anyone who plays the game the way I do will be nodding and going, "Ah, of course," when I reveal it. My problem is with the non-historical focuses option. It makes the game really funny when you see fascist Canada wiping America off the map in 1939. But then you have every nation joining the Allies in 1940 and going all on a crusade against communism. Or Japan taking over the Middle East. Or the UK going to war with America. I only saw that one once, but frankly it was fantastic. But, I hear you say, "Oh, that sounds hilarious. Why would you be complaining about it?" And, well, you dumb, stupid asshole. It's the times the game isn't hilarious. The times when you want to take over Finland as Sweden, but it gets guaranteed by the UK. Or that one time Denmark joined the Allies the second I declared war on them. Once again as Sweden. I'm sure you get the point. Anyways, that's about it for complaints.
But what would you change to make Hearts of Iron 4 a better or funner game?
Fix their fucking server shit. Make it a little bit more friendly.
Yeah.
Quite annoying having to sync all the time and all that bullshit. And I wish they would flesh out, like, add just more stuff to tech trees. Like, if mod developers can create a steady supply of bigger tech trees, like Old World Blues,
For free.
yeah, they have quite a lot of tech trees, and they're always pretty thick.
Yeah. All the tech
Like-
trees in Old World Blues.
Yeah, like even like the Great Khan one they just released.
Even the generic
That's-
one's pretty fucking thick.
Yeah.
So, that's Hearts of Iron 4. A good game with too much DLC and a few issues. Special thanks to my good pal Caden, who not only helped out with that interview, but also got me into Hearts of Iron and other Paradox games. He's the one I mostly played them with, frankly. Also, if you guys wondering what happened to the rather consistent upload schedule I was doing a month or two ago, just gonna have to apologize and say that some stuff got in the way. It wasn't really thrust upon me, but it was just some stuff that I decided I needed to do. So yeah, I don't think that schedule's gonna be coming back for a while, but in terms of me trying to get some more stuff up, I'll try to get something up every month or two, but I can't really promise much. It's sort of hard for me to find time for this video stuff in the midst of just all the stupid stuff that's constantly happening. And I just have the worst. I have the worst, let's just call it work ethic. So, eventually, I'll get something else up, but it might be a while. So, thanks for staying subscribed. If you like the videos, that also helps me want to know the more kind of content you like. I've been working on this one specifically since, like, I want to say, like, mid-August. There's one other thing I was gonna say. I'm not doing any more of the humongous game stuff. As good as they were, it's just there's not enough content to review. Maybe I'll do like one more mega video with like all the remainder of the ones that I haven't done. But at the same time, I'm probably not going to, so really don't hold your breath on that one. Expect maybe some Arma 3 content. My computer's not great, but I can at least like have funny moments. Either way, thanks for watching. I kind of dragging this one out for a little bit. So yeah, leave a like, or don't, or dislike if you dislike it, because frankly, with YouTube, if you know, any kind of interaction with the video helps. So honestly, if you dislike this rambly bit, just put a dislike in, even if you like the rest of the video, because guess what? It helps the metadata, helps the search algorithm. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, it won't be too long for me to make. Bye bye.